hard-hitting, fast hands, whole thing. Dylan, just wicked talent. And Brandon, of course, the multi-champion on Tornado already. So this should be a barn burner. And Dylan is one of these guys that hits the ball as hard as anybody. He's been a player, Foozer, for a long time since he was junior. And but he's one of those guys that hasn't broken out yet. He hasn't won a championship. All the skills, all the ability, and then Brandon is just a firecracker, man. This guy is just fireball. We'll have Jim back here real soon. A quick pull side by Brandon. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's just intuition and muscle memory, because he's been playing since he's a child too. These are both second-generation foosball players playing. Both their parents played foosball. But sometimes he's just so fast. If it's like immediate identification of an open hole and hitting it.
That's a keeper. That's a keeper.
I think that was a mishit there, going for that long hole, but cutting it back. Yeah.
0% chance. 0%.
And look at Brandon. We got the legend Jim Stevens, as Brandon shoots that three-quarter split on the push side.
Yeah, my kids were up over on table 37.
You should have stayed over there.
So I was over there. Yeah, I was kind of watching it. First time they've ever played in a tournament. And they were having fun.
You want to go back and come back?
No, I'm good. It's about over.
Yeah, okay.
2-2 here in game number 1. It's a quarterfinal in men's singles, and Dylan Marshall will call timeout.
So we're talking about these guys, both second-generation Foosers, both playing since childhood, and sometimes Brandon does things so quickly, it feels like it's blind, but it's almost like muscle memory, instant identification, intuition,
No, it is,
execution. Yeah,
It's quick reads.
Yeah.
It is quick reads more than it is just impulse,
Right.
And Dylan Marshall, if there has been a criticism of him over the years, it's almost that he's too methodical, maybe overthinks things a little bit, because he certainly has the talent as he rips this pull shot home. Another one of these guys, when you hear a shot of Dylan Marshall's go in, you know who shot it.
You can tell. Like Billy Pappas.
Here is Munoz coming back. Of course, Brandon, a former Tornado World Singles champion, able to find that far side of the goal. But again, winning a Tornado World Series would be quite an accomplishment for this young Costa Rican, who is now basically an American living in Louisiana.
Brandon decided to call timeout there, and he has such a creative use of his timeouts. I think he's such an intuitive player. He's just like, no, I feel a timeout right now. He was about to put the ball in play, and he's just like, timeout.
There's only been a handful of times during my career covering foosball here in America predominantly and on the Tornado table where someone has sort of shown up and immediately been really good, even if you almost never seen them play. And when we were doing that Stefan Burmittler match earlier on, I was kind of thinking, this is one of those situations where a guy who really hasn't got out there and played against the big boys on Tornado still is able to come in here and compete. And immediately Brandon Munoz came to mind. Here are my kids now, just showing up in the booth. Nice work, Flava Foos.
Well done.
Yeah, it happens. We get a quick word with Kian. Kian, did you have fun playing though?
Yes.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you were able to do? Okay, I just got the look there, and there's Dylan again, ripping this one home. Watch. Dylan hits it hard wherever he is, and he pounds this one off that inside wall. Of course, Dylan Marshall also with the advantage of playing in one of the true strongholds of foosball in the world in Tampa, Florida. Even without Tony Sprademan, it remains one of the true hot spots. You always kind of thought if Dylan Marshall ever really puts it together, we are looking at a guy that could certainly be a top 5, top 10 player.
We say that about a couple guys. We say that about Michael Stahl. We say that about Paul Smith.
And again, Marshall to that short corner.
There are these guys out there, and they're been at a championship level and never necessarily put it all together. Oh, there's
There he
Flavor,
is.
Flavor Foods. There's Jim's son.
Come on
Ian.
in. That's his key in.
And he has both of his eyes because of protecto-flex.com. Otherwise, he'd be a
1,
pirate.
2. Yes, they're both there.
Protecto-flex.com.
Yeah. Well, Kean playing in his first ever tournament today. In fact, just a little while ago, did say he had fun. And now it's a challenge because, even as a junior player, and Kean is now, he'll be 10 actually on Monday. And we will celebrate his birthday on Monday right up here in the booth as well. But first time playing, great experience for you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Second game underway.
And this stage, this production, the audience now watching, the TVs, it brings the best out of you.
Yeah.
Or it'll make you collapse if you don't have it in you, but it brings the best out of you. And these guys know they're in a big match. They're in a big quarterfinal match at the Tornado World Series, the first World Series.
That's right.
All eyes are on them right
And
now.
playing under professional circumstances and really, in many ways, the way it should be, right? And there it's Marshall on a roll, ripping home a pull shot right down the middle. Back comes Munoz. They must have 2 balls in the table.
No, they think they're supposed to only have one.
Marshall doesn't execute. A little fortunate to get it back. And now brushes this one down.
You know what there hasn't been much need for this weekend, Jim?
Referees.
Referees.
I haven't seen a single one.
And do you think maybe it's just the athletic aptitude of? I mean, I don't know, man. I think people are calling their own jars on themselves. We don't see tons of shenanigans. Maybe they may change in the big finals, the big singles and doubles. Maybe we'll have to have referees for those matches.
1-1 here in game number 2. 1-0 lead for Dylan Marshall. Marshall, again, methodical. And really kind of taking the juice out of Munoz a little bit.
Those
Brandon
fast
likes to
hands.
play that high-speed style, and Marshall really not letting him. Controlling the tempo here early on.
Brandon just missed on that push side effort.
Another big, ripping, long pull shot. Watch this one. It's long, it's fast, it is deep, and it is in. Oh, Marshall had it briefly. Almost made a great grab.
You could see that compressed bumper that compressed rod when Dylan hits that long pull shot.
And the timeout called here on the 5. Dylan Marshall, very focused performance so far as he leads 2-1 here in game number 2 against former world champion on Tornado, Brandon Munoz.
Or is the Tornado champion, as we like to call it.
The Tornado Championships, a champion of the Tornado Championships.
Yeah.
No world in there. Not anymore. It is only the Tornado Championships now, isn't it? Marshall. Resets. Try to go straight. Munoz predicting it, makes the block, then takes it away, tried to send it up the table and grab that rebound off the back wall, but Marshall was waiting for him with the left hand. Brandon trying to play up tempo, trying to get on a roll. But Marshall, every time it comes to him, everything sort of grinds to a stop. That's by design. Marshall
Ooh, just missed.
probably should have had it, then the ball simply lands on his 3-row. Again, Marshall from pull shot position. Beating the split. Tried to go inside with a straight.
Now,
Munoz got a piece of it.
sometimes Brandon is just an offensive barrage, but Dylan can match him if he just maintains the focus.
And that rolling straight makes it 3-1. The winner of this match will advance to the semifinals. And Brandon Munoz kind of expected to be there, or certainly expected to be one of the players potentially who could be there. But Marshall will be a little bit of a surprise, and it isn't because he doesn't have the kind of ability necessary to get there. He certainly does. Here's Munoz firing it home far sides.
He just crushes
Watch this.
that
He just
ball,
sits,
too.
waits. Still difficult to do here. Just a bit of a wiggle, then a dead man far side snake shot. It's 3-2. And the takeaway. That's the one thing we have seen from Brandon Munoz over the last couple of years is his ability to adapt. Because when he first came on the scene, he never slowed it down. It was go, go, go. And if someone slowed it down against him, he didn't have the ability to adjust to that. Now he does. Now he can play a slower, more methodical tempo, more traditional style foosball, if you will. But it's Marshall right now who is in control of this match as he again pounds home the long pull shot.
Now, what Brandon tends to do to people is he tends to grunt and he gets a little feisty, and you see the other person buckle a little bit because of the energy he puts out there. It's going to be interesting to see how if he starts getting a little loud, starts getting a little emoting, and we'll have to see how Dylan responds to that. Is Dylan going to regress a little bit?
And an beautiful switch and block as he baited that far side and got the goalie man on it. A really good performance from Dylan Marshall so far. Oop, that's a spin.
Yeah.
He saw the hand slip off the handle. The man did go 360 plus. Munoz puts it into play. Quickly goes with that tic-tac wall pass. And that one was in. Usually you tell by the sound. There was a bit of a question, but then there wasn't, as that ball certainly did go in. You could hear it.
Dylan wasn't. He actually looked at the crowd because he didn't feel sure. But there was a little metal tinny thing I thought I heard in there.
Yeah.
And he wants that timeout.
Marshall will call timeout here.
That's a good place for one because if you want to get that out of your head, you don't want to be thinking of that about that during your 5-bar pass. And it's too late now. You can't think. Yeah, he was kind of asking me, and I'm like,
So Isabel Stelly advanced to the final. So it'll be Sully and Isabel, 2 Louisiana players.
And that can be an uncomfortable matchup because those two play each other. They know each other. They're neighbors.
There you saw that replay, and you could see it on the replay that ball did go in. Great coverage from Foos TV. Marshall looking for a 2-0 lead. Dylan's rolling pull shot goes wide. You better, if you're Dylan Marshall, you better close the deal when you have opportunity.
You better do it because if he makes this one, he's going to get loud. Brandon makes this one, and he's going to get a little gnarly.
Look at that ear ring. That's a great shot there. Nice work, guys. To see the Foos ear ring of Brandon Munoz. Marshall trying to bring that one down the middle. Munoz got a piece of it. Will now step back, looking to shoot. Oh, almost stuffed back in by Marshall. Munoz dances with it back and forth, and got a bit fortunate to have that rebound come back to him. The pull kick blocked by the 5 of Marshall. Trying to come down the middle, looking to pick up the tempo, then is able to grab it on the 3 row. Munoz. Has to get away from it.
5-bar shot. You just feel like
Off the man and in. It's 4-4.
there you go. Got loud. Now I'm going to tell you something that Dylan told me in a moment of self-awareness. He said, "I choke." Dylan's told me, "I choke. It's a thing. I choke." And we talked about, hey, just strategies.
And what does that mean? Does that mean you're not a closer? Is kind of what that means, right?
Well,
and that's something you can grow into. You can become that. But
it's mental. It's between your ears. When you and let's see him close, man. Let's see him overcome and execute when the pressure's on. That's what he's talking about. When the pressure's on, he makes mental mistakes. He doesn't score. He doesn't. The things change for him when the pressure's on.
Yeah. Marshall is able to grab it on the 5. He'll step into the forward position, now looking to advance it. But when it happens to you a few times and when you label yourself
That's
that,
right.
it gets in your head.
That's right.
And Munoz will call timeout.
What does he say?
He's talking about pressure.
Yeah.
He's actually sort of working him a little bit.
What are they? What's the dialogue down there?
Did you not?
He called the timeout at 3-3, but I feel like that was the first game.
I'm out. You called. I called both. Yeah.
So Dylan's out of timeouts. I feel like Brandon called the timeout at 3-3 of the first game.
Yeah. So now Munoz able to knock the back wall, tried to go with that little quick one.
Oh man, that would have been nasty if you would have got that one. Transition to the pool kick dink. What?
Marshall
I'm gonna get a ref.
is going to get a ref. Yeah. All right. That was kind of interesting. There was a little bit of back and forth there, I think, where Munoz was working him a little bit, saying, when things are going faster, there's more pressure. And he said that to Dylan, maybe just to sort of get it in Dylan's head that he is feeling pressure.
Yeah.
And then there was a little bit of an exchange there. There was a little bit of table movement on the follow through.
Then there was timeouts. Well, whose timeout is it? And then look, official timeout can be a thing where I just want to stabilize this situation and it could be a strategic thing. I want the extra time. Like I need a third timeout. Let me go get an official. It could be all. It could just be. I feel like there's too much table movement. I feel like it could be none of those singular things. See, so yeah, that little table movement. But Dylan's saying you're too strong.
Yeah, for the first time this weekend here on table number 1 in a televised match, we're going to have an official. We'll see who that will be here in just a few moments.
And I feel like it was this match where I said, there hasn't been a lot of.
No, yeah, you definitely said it. Yeah. So Dylan, let's see, he had the momentum early. He extended that momentum into game number 2, and then he sort of hit a wall. And, of course, credit Munoz with picking up the energy and making some adjustments. To close games out, eventually close matches out. And you have to do that, which oftentimes means don't change what you're doing.
Right.
Stay with what you're doing. There are times when you do need to make adjustments, elevate your game in certain areas. But for the most part, if things are working, stay with it.
Let's talk about a well-known psychology, what happens to people under pressure. There's this great published paper on soccer ball penalty kicking, and what happens when when pros can kick a soccer ball, how often they could get it, and then what happens when it's under pressure, and how often they just completely flubber. We're talking about kicking a soccer ball, right? And I would have to, frankly, kicking a soccer ball hard, kicking it with technique.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is between that, but foosball is a whole other nuanced idea of stress and minutia. So I told you about a story about where Dylan said, look, I choke. I know I choke. It's very self-aware. That's incredibly mature. But what he could hit, he had so many great 2-bar shots, so many great 3-bar shots. The pressure's on, and then all of a sudden the hole gets a little smaller, right? And you put a little more pressure on the rod, and you put a little more, your release point changes, and all of a sudden everything gets more difficult.
Potentially, yes, and it does. And it can snowball, especially when you label yourself that way. Every time you get in that situation, it kind of stirs up again. Am I going to choke this time?
Yeah.
And so there has to be a way of overcoming that. And really, for me, it has always been be here now. Just be in the moment. Play every ball as an individual, and that becomes almost irrelevant. There is no such thing as pressure when you are just playing every ball. It doesn't matter whether I win or lose. I'm just going to play ball, let the results go where they will. And when you take that approach, and I think you have to take that approach to some degree to be a champion, that is no longer a factor.
Yes. Well, depending on the personality, there are different ways to control that. There are different ways to manage that kind of thing. We're talking about your blood pressure raising, and the elevation of all your stress levels, and what happens with your brain and adrenaline, and how you manage the adrenaline. I will tell you this: I spend hours and hours every day in the operating room with eye surgeons, and there are complications, and you still see the surgeons that can manage that have the resolve to just be poised and breathe and take control of the room in a way that doesn't show, because the patients, often the patients are awake.
Yeah.
Conscious sedation or just like some PO medications, and they can hear everything. And so the surgeon, when there's a complication, has to be absolutely resolute in their manner, or they'll create stress for the patient.
Yeah.
And so there's no difference between the outside of the severity of what's actually going to happen. I'm talking about the ability to manage your own stress in a high pressure situation is very similar across all aptitudes. All
Absolutely, it is. There are similarities, and no matter what that particular exercise is, there are similarities. And I think it all again comes down to just be here now, play the ball now. Just put your best product on the table, ball by ball. Let the rest of that take care of itself. No expectations. When you have expectations, you're going to have disappointments. When you have expectations, you're going to have pressure.
I think what we're looking for right now, Jim, is Terry Rue to come rep this match.
I'm seeing here from other World Series events, usually there is a pod of referees ready to draw from at World Series, at international events. It's one of the things that is very different, that you have these referees ready, and they'll always be in their referee shirts, and they will be, and there are actually some individuals who are not necessarily even players will come in and referee. They might be players locally, but maybe not playing in the event because they're there to simply officiate. So, Mark and I killing a little bit of time here as we await an official.
Protect the vision of your children with protectoflex.com, protecto-flex.com.
Protecto-flex.com. Yep, that's right. Spirit Melise.
We want to thank the Foosball TV for the incredible production. German-made, German-engineered. They have no hearts. They have no souls.
No.
They're just machines,
They're
man.
machines.
Just machines.
They're like the BMWs of video production.
That's Bavarian. Isn't that Bavarian? You guys, that's not the same, right? You guys don't respect the Bavarians. Really. Oh, you do? I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I mean... I know that, and
Oktoberfest is from Bavaria. Right?
I think
Munich.
I'm just kidding. I was joking because it's so important. Leonhardt, what a great foosball table, and what a great ownership group for that.
Foosball is a sport anyone can play, starting with your school or community. Foosball Clubs USA, connecting players from across the country and around the world, from beginner to serious competitor. Foosball Clubs USA helps build relationships through scholastic recreational programs and community outreach. Get in the game. Visit foosballclubsusa.com.
Mark taking a walk. That was an interesting little ad there. You saw a very young Sullivan Rue in there. You saw Sam DeJohn when he was a child, and of course you saw the great John O'Brien, the man behind Foosball Clubs USA. And John, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, passed away almost unexpectedly. It came very quickly. But we do miss John. But the Foosball Clubs USA goes on. And if you are interested in being a part of that, head over to foosballclubsusa.com or talk to Michael Stahl or any of the others that are involved with that. And Mark, who was not born yet when the tournament soccer tour was in existence. Actually, you were born. Did I hear you say you were the 1990 amateur doubles world champion?
That's the greatest championship of all time, the 1990 Amateur Doubles World Championship. That's a fun, I'm going to tell you a funny story. I went to Nantes, France for the World Cup, and someone from some country, I don't know where, walked up to me and said, "You're the 1990 Amateur Doubles World Champion." And I made a video. I said, "Can you say that again?" And that's effective branding, dude, because there's no reason why anyone should be recognized.
If you say it often enough,
yes.
If you say it often enough, somebody, even in Romania, is going to hear it and remember it.
I love that. And I've won other stuff, man. I've won Pro Doubles in the Hall of Fame class. But who cares? It's the 1990 Amateur Doubles World Championship. That's all I care. The 1990 Amateur Doubles World Championship. People know, man. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
We're waiting for a judge here.
Still no ref, unfortunately. I'm sorry I brought that up.
But you've won some stuff internationally, right? Talk about a little bit about the stuff you've done, Jim.
I'm a fireball world champion.
With Tom Yor?
Tom Yor and I, doubles over there in Taiwan in 2012-ish, I think. And a couple of state championship titles as a goalie with Joe Hamilton, the great Joe Hamilton. 1982 U.S. Open third place finisher in open doubles as a novice player, as an expert player.
So let me ask. So look, you can line those things up about what's more memorable for you, what was more difficult for you, what you think in your mind has the most. I'm hearing an echo, but if you were to put those in order, Fireball World Championship and state championships and the third place, how do you rank those?
Probably because it was the first one, the 82 U.S. Open, finishing third unexpectedly in an incredibly strong field of players, and Clint Coyne and I defeated most of them on the way to that third place finish.
Who? Tell me. Give me a great name team that you eat on the way to that.
Oh, I don't remember any of them.
Okay, just
I was just in a zone,
you should have said.
I could fake it.
Like you could say Bacon and Shalafo after Lafredo and Horton.
Yeah, I think it was Chesborough and Benitez.
Ooh, yeah. Who people will argue, Larry Ches. I mean, there's an argument. Todd makes the biggest argument. It's hard because the body of work. I know he's won some pro double stuff, but there's an argument that it's on Todd's end that Larry Ches should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the record's not there.
Okay, we got
Tom Yor coming. The world's official.
Yes, the world's.
Yeah, we got a nice big crowd here as well, settling in. And Mark and I are still on camera.
Let's take this view back to the players because we knew this. We knew Dylan Marshall was out of timeouts. We knew he was out of timeouts. He said it out loud. Mm-hmm. If you wanted the long timeout, if you wanted to kind of refresh and reset and get control, what a great way to do it, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I mean, practices with a ball, right? Not defense.
They're talking right now about what can you practice with or without the ball. If you're practicing defense right now, is it legal? You're not allowed to practice with the balls in the middle of a match.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, everyone having fun here this weekend.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because they're just not killing themselves. And no disrespect to any other promoters or any other format of tournaments, but it's exhausting playing or being in the room from 10 till 3 every day and not knowing if you're going to play and then playing a lot, playing multiple events.
As we wait for Tom Yor, I wonder if we can get an update on the other quarterfinal matches. Is that possible?
I don't know. We'd have to ask the.
I think our German friend.
Why can't he just be a friend instead of a German friend? There we go. So we're looking at Tommy Yor and Michael Stahl in the quarterfinal. So they're going to go up against each other. This match here, Marshall and Munoz, the winner of this will play the winner of that. So that's two of them. Well, that's the other side.
Ooh.
Well, there's Tony Spredeman and Joe Rhodes. And look at that, Stefan Burmettler into the semifinals.
So how about this quick story? Tony Spredeman, I saw him struggling in his first round qualifier. He's struggling badly with his rollover. He said he was having too hard a time adjusting from Bonzini to Tornado, so he was going to shoot his pull kick the whole way. And I gave him multiple outs. I said, you don't have to tell me that, dude. You can decide to shoot your rollover. At some point, he's like, no, I'm committed to shooting my pull kick. Yeah, is it 1-0? I think it's 1-0 Dylan Marshall.
So waiting on Tom Yor.
We just saw him.
Oh, he's here. Yep, there he is.
He is the kind of judge you want for this thing.
Mm-hmm. And he is putting on the shirt. And then we just got to position him properly, and that is always a challenge.
So we have the best production in streaming foosball with Foosball TV, lending us their incredible engineering skills and their cameras and their replays and all the treats that come with high-level foosball streaming. Tom Yor. Sorry. Yeah, I just screamed at our subscribers. No, I think you have super hearing. I think you might have super hearing.
What's that?
I think you have, yes.
There's Tom.
Tom is trying to get his timer up.
All right. There's 1-0 in favor of Dylan Marshall. 4-4 here in the second game. Marshall had all the momentum early. And then Munoz starting to work his way back into it. Marshall called the official timeout to bring Tom in, and now he'll put it back into play. And that shot down the middle on goal. Rebound comes right to the 3-rod of Munoz.
Just missed it with his 5-bar recovery.
And he'll call the second and final timeout.
He was going to shoot a rollover, and he had his armband on the wrong arm. He didn't want it in the way.
But Dylan Marshall was in control of this match. And, you know, it was a possession now at about 15, 20 minutes ago now. When Dylan Marshall got it on the 3-rod, and he has been really successful just exploding to the hole off that pull shot set. And Munoz now will look to win game number 2. And he does. As he fires it home far side, we are even at 1 game apiece. Watch this, again, exploding to the far corner. Costa Rica's Brendan Munoz.
It is tough.
But let me finish my thought real
Please.
quick on
Yes,
this.
please do.
But Marshall got the ball, set up the pull shot, and then sort of started to go and then brought it over to the near man and reset it. There was some tentativeness there instead of him just getting it and exploding like he had been doing.
Right.
So at 4-4, maybe it got into his head. It's like, can I put this away? Should I shoot this? He started questioning himself and then brought it over, reset it, and then shot it wide of the goal. Did not even execute the shot. So, and I felt at that time that maybe things were starting to change, and they certainly have, as Munoz then came back to claim that second game.
One of the things Tony Spreedman talks about is how he can categorize a player and to decide what kind of things work against that player. And when you're a reactionary, high-speed, high-twitchy player, Tony has passes against that person, like the off-the-wall, back-to-the-wall pass.
That's right. Uses their speed against them.
And so defensively, Brandon is doing a hitch and then going the other direction, and Dylan is jumping for it just about every time. So it makes you wonder if Brandon, either intuitively or totally consciously, is thinking about, I'm going to use Dylan's twitchiness against him, right? Because Dylan is also a twitchy player, jumpy.
He is, and he's also mis-executed 4 of his first 5 pass attempts as we have come off the timeout here in game number 3, but he is able to rip home this pull shot.
That's a good
and
sign.
Again, speed and power from Florida's Dylan Marshall. 1-0 lead for Marshall. But Munoz starting to feel a little better. Early on, Marshall was really controlling the tempo, taking its time, kind of sucking the air out of Munoz. That has changed a little bit.
He did it again the other way. He did the hard tap and then the pull side. So now you got to just consciously think about the hard tap, stay on the side.
Yep, don't react.
Yeah.
Which for a fast twitch kind of guy is difficult, right? You really consciously have to stop yourself from reacting. Or another option is sort of react the other way.
It's not a good look for Dylan right now that he doesn't have control of his 5-bar. The one possession he got on his 3-bar was lucky. He hasn't executed a good 5-bar pass yet.
It's not, nope. And oftentimes that's the sign of nerds or lack of confidence. He's trying to get back to where he was for that first game and a half when he was sensational. And he does have the lead here in game 3. Munoz will put the ball back into play. Dumped it off the wall, tried to jump up there and grab it. Does pick it up with a 5 and then has it blocked away by Marshall. Well, there's an opportunity here to go up 2-0. Dylan went with it, a quick one down the middle. The switch in the block by Munoz. With tic-tacs, trying to bring it near side with a push shot. Back pin attempt. He's working that near side of the goal. He sees something he likes. He's going to call timeout here.
Let me say this, Jim. It's not like we're not rooting for anybody.
No.
But I would love to see Dylan Marshall overcome these stressful moments, whether that amounts in a win or not. He's on a big stage, and and he was in complete control and command. Won the first game, shooting lights out the second game, and then he's in a shaky moment. We want to see these players that have the potential and have the physical ability get to the next level, and we've seen Brandon do that. I'd love to see Dylan. Execute at a high level when the pressure's on, and I believe he can do it. And would love to see him do it here.
Yeah, we can't help for Ruth for that sort of thing. He's a really nice kid and a really talented player. Munoz will look to even it up. Really get a good look at the defense here from this angle, and there's the hole down the middle by Munoz.
And that's the fun option, which is a master level option, right? Don't hitch and go, just shoot the hard middle. The one tap hard middle is the other alternative there. Yeah,
it's when less is more sometimes. And you got to be able to read the room, kind of understand when that is. There's a right-handed 5-row shot. And it looked like Marshall got it caught with his man in the air. Let's see. Yep, right under it. It's 2-1 as Munoz quickly comes with 2 in a row.
I've been in this situation too. If you ever played forward, you have, where nothing on your 5 bar is working, and that's just not a good place.
No, you don't even feel it. You just cannot feel that.
Right.
And it is a difficult place, and it sucks the confidence right out of you.
Right.
And the pass along the outside wall, the quick slingshot, and the quick aim just to grab the rebound, giving himself another opportunity, and that one's going to go off a man and in. But Munoz staying aggressive, and he now is more in control of the tempo than Marshall is. And
he's a momentum player for sure, and he knows he's on a run, and he'll step on your throat and keep his foot on your throat.
Yep. Big possession here for Marshall. Doesn't execute it. Oh, stuffed back into the goal by Marshall. It was kind of a cute play by Munoz, but Marshall makes him pay.
The fist pump. You get the fist pump on the replay.
Brushed through the lane here by Munoz. And the quick shot attempt wide of the goal, up into the air and off the table. And I think Munoz feels like he missed it. He said thinks it was there. I think I'm going to get an earring like that. I love that. Just one.
If you're going to go, just go 4.
Go 4?
Yeah, the one from the nose.
Like a 5-row?
Like a 4-row.
3-2 lead for Munoz. Marshall tried to pound that outside bank. It comes back around and then spins into the goal. Watch this. Executed it, and they couldn't keep it out as it drops in for Munoz. So Brandon Munoz now in control here on table number 1. I think Tony sprayed him in. I forget who was he playing to get to this.
Joe Rhodes.
He's playing Joe Rhodes. Okay. And Tony would be the heavy favorite in that match. And so if he wins that,
however, Tony sprayed him in with the pull kick is a favorite. Probably still a heavy favorite.
Still probably heavy.
But I just thought I'd say that.
You illuminated what I was thinking. but that should be interesting to see Sprademan. And how about if Vermettler could pull off a Ryan Moore and Tony Sprademan, double? That would be something.
Boy.
So everybody anticipating the potential of that. And there's Marshall finding that hole down the middle to make it 4-3.
Not going away yet.
Dylan grips it and rips it. You see that power in that man's wrist and hand. 4-3 lead now for Munoz.
Brandon is such a momentum player, and he puts so much stress on you. You saw him taking risks even with the pressure on, with that slingshot attempt and the transition to pull kick dink attempt. All this stuff he's willing to do keeps you on your toes, keeps him unpredictable, and elevates the stress level when you're playing this guy, because you just don't know. He's willing. He'll do anything, right? He's pretty fearless offensively.
Yeah. Munoz, the crisp brush-up pass. He'll set it up, looking to win game number 3, and he does. So Brandon Munoz responds. He gets this one. Doesn't take a lot of time. Just kind of flips it and sends it gently into the goal.
So what we're looking for to start this next match is Dylan's comfort level on the 5 bar. Is he comfortable on the 5 bar? Is he moving the ball a sense of confidence befitting of executing a pass, because he started off that last game. He makes executing like 5 in a row, right? He was not even close. And the quick wall passes were getting blocked. I love the way he picked it up on the 3-bar a little bit, scored a couple. Let's look at his 5-bar here and see if he needs to pass and score. It's not going to happen.
Fourth game underway. Marshall tic-tac along the wall. That looked good so far.
Yeah.
Marshall needs to play with intent. Needs to anticipate, needs to be smart. That rolling pull shot anticipated by Munoz, who dumps it, chases it, picks it up, tried to go with that quick one again.
He just hammers, man. Hammers.
Remember, Ryan Moore out of the event. He's defeated by the great young Austrian, Stefan Burmittler. But the other two Tornado champions, Tony Sprademan and Brandon Munoz, are still in it. In fact, there's only been, I think about this, has there been anyone else besides Ryan Moore, Tony Sprademan, or Brandon Munoz who has won a singles championship in the last 15 years? On the Tornado, with the Tornado Championships?
Years. What would that take us to?
To Fred, going back to Fred in 2012, I guess.
Billy, right?
Fred was the last 2012.
Okay.
And then since then, it's been, for a long time, it was either Ryan or Tony, and that was it. And then Munoz a couple of years ago picked up a World Singles Championship or a Tornado Singles Championship. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. And the wild card, Stefan Burmittler in the semifinals.
Now, I don't believe right now that Dylan is choking. Now, I don't believe that's happening right now. I believe right now Brandon is just putting force on. He's got 2 quick goals.
Yes, but I do believe that Marshall changed up what he was doing, and the consistency wasn't there. The awareness of slowing the match down. He was very aware of that early on. He was, every possession, he was taking a lot of time, and you get the sense maybe Eric Hiltner had suggested that to him, and Eric is certainly one of the coaches from his area. And maybe I'm giving Eric too much credit, but that's kind of what you got to do against Munoz, is slow things down, and we're seeing that again here, which is a good thing for Marshall. And every rod, just take 10, 12, 15 seconds. And again, getting it and going with it, that's not going to work for him.
Fortunate to get that back on his 5-bar.
2-0 lead here in game number 4. Munoz having some fun now on the 5. Oh, and the pull kick, the pin to the pull kick. Wow.
I was about to say this is when he's dangerous.
The pin,
yeah.
Boom, baby.
I was about to say this is when he's dangerous with a 2-0 lead. And now really dangerous with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you can just let it fly now.
Right. Oh, he keeps getting the possessions.
Oh, that's a good bait and switch there by Marshall. Sent up the table by Munoz, who almost grabbed it on the 3-row. The right hand to the right hand. Instead, it's Marshall who picks it up on the 5. Time call.
And it did look a little tentative, right?
This man not tentative at all. It's match point. Doesn't take him much time. He just gets it and fires it home. And again, playing with great confidence. He's feeling it. And he's a ball away from advancing to the semifinals here at the Tornado World Series. And that one blocked back into the goal by Marshall.
On the board.
Tried to go with the outside bank. Marshall was there to bank it off his wall and in.
These are great, great young talents with incredible physical ability. And when Brandon gets on a roll, He is hard to stop for anybody.
Looking to win it. Try to come near side. Again, Munoz for the win. Brandon taps. Tried to come down the middle. Marshall with another block. Remains 4-1 here in the fourth. And a big pull kick here by Marshall.
And Dylan's put his hand up like, where has that been? Like, I could do this. Look at that crushing pull kick.
Another chance here for Munoz to advance. As he sets it up. And the Marshall with a block. Great save with a left hand by Munoz. That one was headed in. Wow. And again, Marshall
there it
with
is.
authority.
There it is. Look at that, man. He's been able. This is what he can do. He can do this. He can do this. Look at the recoil. He can do this.
It's now 4-3.
You're not coming back.
Timeout.
2 quick ones from the back. It's like Dylan. Dylan has woken up. Remember, he was doing this in the early part of the match, crushing 2-bar shots, and then he did. After he won the first game and had a lead, blew the lead in the second game, stopped doing that. Now he's hitting the ball with urgency.
He's got a great two-row.
Oh, it's sick.
Yeah.
His 2-bar's sick.
He said, I can practice defense. He don't move the ball. We learn something new.
Foosball TV with amazing camera angles, all the views we got going here with the best production in foosball streaming.
Remains match point. Munoz has had 3 or 4 efforts so far to put it away. He'll have another one here and another block by Marshall.
And now
Shows him the split.
let's see what happens here with Dylan on his 2-bar.
Takes it away. Dylan will put it back into play. He scored the pull kick and then that squared off short pull shot in the last couple of possessions. Pull kick. Nope, trying to go with the outside bank. He'll make the save of that spinning rebound. And take it away by Munoz. More of a tentative effort there. He gets it. He strokes it home, and there it is. So Brandon Munoz, after a slow start, comes back to defeat Dylan Marshall in 4 games to advance to the semifinals in men's singles.